Hi team, I'm at the Spanish Fork Hope Avenue right now building our 2020 holiday window display. So here is a tutorial for how you can build one for your store. Your first step is to space your ladder about 2.5 to 3 feet along the bottom so that you have enough room for all of your ornaments. The pegs are flush with this side of the ladder, where on this side it does stick out a couple inches. What we did to be able to fill the width of the ladder is we tied bulbs from this line, as you can see, and then brought them close to the ladder by tying one line underneath that so that it brings it along the shape of the tree and along the shape of the ladder. We did that for all 3 pegs. So I would hang bulbs off of these 3 and then use one piece of fishing line tied from here to the other end to bring them closer to the shape of your tree so you don't have bulbs hanging outside of your tree. Another trick we found was, because we only have one dowel on the top to hang from for the center part of the tree, what we did is tied a piece of fishing line on this side as well as down here to be able to lay bulbs on top of like this so that they're not just hanging centrally. That was able to give us some dimension to our tree and to help fill out the empty spaces so that we could get bulbs in all of the sections, even if there wasn't a dowel to hang from or a peg to hang from in that space. We created different lines throughout the tree, so go ahead and feel free to do that for your guys' ladders to lay your bulbs on top of, like so. Another tip for you guys is, as you are adding bulbs to your ladder, make sure to trim the extra fishing line off as close as you can so we don't have a mess of extra strings hanging out. As you can see, I've hung it about 6 to 8 inches from the bottom. You can do that dependent on the needs of your store, but I would say get it to that last post as close as you can. I'll show you this side too. When you're hanging ornaments from the top of the ladder, I would say the most success I've had when building this was when I did individual ornaments on one piece of fishing line, at least for the top half. Once you start filling up the base of your ladder, you can start stringing multiple ornaments on one fishing line. An example would be this one where I have 2 on this one. There's some where I have 4 or 5 hanging on there. But for the top half, while you're placing your bulbs and trying to get the dimensions and the different lengths and heights together, I would do just individual strung ornaments, and that makes a big difference, I've noticed. And that is it. You can move it up into your front window, and I will attach a picture to this email so that you can see what it looks like all put together. Now for the lights and the tree topper. We did send out the lights, so you'll be getting them soon. It takes 6 AA batteries, and there is a remote to control the color. This is what it looks like down at the bottom. You can tuck it back behind the peg so you can't see it. It is battery powered, which is nice. I just strung the lights up and down the front half of the ladder, as you can see. They're not very bright, so I wanted to make it as bright as I could on the front half of the ladder. And that is how you do it. For the tree topper, I stick it behind so you can't see the cone from the front of the tree, and I just fish lined it across. I did also bend some of these pegs out so it would hold onto the ladder a little better.